Men's mental health. Now, I have been talking about men, leadership, America's decline, police. All of these things are greatly tied to men. Men are dealing with a lot in our country. There's a lot of pressure who has been put on men. It's unfortunate. Culture and society has made men to think you should be this way, you should be the breadwinner, you should do this, you should not cry, you should not ask too many questions, you look like a punk, you look like a wimp, you should do that, this, and this, and that. And then once the world has placed those labels upon men, then they expect men not to be vulnerable. And then when men do get vulnerable, they mock them. And then they turn around and say, men, we need for you to be vulnerable. So it's like this going back and forth, right? It has made men very, very unstable. But what is the number one thing that is causing mental health in America that they say with men? Do you know what that number one thing is? That number one thing, according to Men's Mental Health Month, has to do with men hiding their financial situation. You heard that right. Men hiding their financial situation. A survey from Beyond Finance during Men's Mental Health Month found nearly half of men hide their financial secrets, and that financial stress is closely tied to mental health issues. Listen, for the love of money, men, you are letting this almighty dollar and people's opinions get to you. Money should never be your ruler. People's opinions should never be your ruler. That's not how you were made. Once you start allowing all of that in, then you're up under pressure to do what the world say do. Whether it's go get money or you feel like a failure because you're not getting money like everybody else. You understand what I'm saying? And because you're dealing with hardships, because it's not all your fault. Every man is not lazy. Every man out there is not trying. Some men have to work 2 or 3 jobs and they're tired and they barely have time for their families. There are all kinds of situations going on. But the one thing that should never go on is you turn into drugs and suicide, because suicide rate is higher in men than it is in women. That you turning to thinking that there's no one to talk to, all because you feel uncomfortable with the judgments of others and your finances. We are in 2025. Who cares about what people think? The most important thing is what you think and how you pull yourself up out these dark pits to know and to understand that money was never made to be your ruler. It's just a tool. It is a tool that you use to be able to get the things that you want. And even if you don't have those tools right now, that doesn't mean that you should self-terminate yourself or self-suffix yourself or go within and just feel like you have to deal with it on your own and there's no other fellas to talk to. Let's talk about mental health. I want to stress that before I get out of here today. We know this system was originally set up to design to target certain people in life, whether it be therapy, psych doctors, police officers, and that stigma and that behavior is still in our society. A lot of people want to contribute men and women not going to get mental health because they are afraid of how people are going to judge them or because of this and that. That's not necessarily true. What is true, though, is how this system is so embedded with injustice and how it has not been a system of help at all times. And many times in certain neighborhoods and certain clinics, it's still not. A lot of the people get put on pills and meds. For example, there was a time when a lot of women was going through homelessness and men, and they were living at your shelters and some of them had children. Instead of people trying to find them housing, they were being forced to get on psychotic meds. And they were being told, either you get on the program and you go through the program, and if you don't, well, we can't help you. Now, they didn't say it exactly like that, but we all know, and we saw it, that you really were pushed to the side. It happened in America on such a grave level. And it was so sad. A lot of people said, we're just going to pretend like we're taking it. We're just going to pretend like we take it so we can just get in a place to stay. We really don't want to take that stuff. They found out what they were doing. And they said, if you don't take it and we're checking your blood and you're not taking it, you're going to get kicked off the program. Again, an agenda that was not serving the whole, it was serving its own self. So when you have such systemic and evil things like that happening, it's about people not trusting you more than it's about people worried about what people gonna think if they go get help. People got to be able to trust the doctors that they go to. It used to be a time people could trust their pastor. You remember that? You could trust your pastor. You understand that, right? You could go to your pastor, men could talk to their pastors, they could leave in confidentiality and they would feel good. Now today, because of money, they're sold out. It's about trust more than it is about help. I would urge your marriage to think about that today.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide. We move forward like soldiers.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah. You know I'm always
Hi there, I'm Abby Kay. Welcome to the Creative Leadership Network, known as TCLN, where education is the specialty and solutions are the art. I brought this broadcast together so that we can rise above social, systemic, and spiritual issues that we face every day in our nation. The goal is to help us to do better, get better, and become better. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, make sure that your phone notifications are turned on so that you will not forget to be inspired and to stay informed. Men, I want to leave you with this. I want to tell you about some other social determinants of mental health that are affecting men in the United States of America. Occupational and employment issues, job loss, insecure employment, and male just dominated dangerous jobs that males have to deal with. You know, they get on these jobs and their bodies get worn down, their minds get worn down, and they work so hard. And it just seems like everybody wants you to work, 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 but nobody just really stops to say, dang, I feel you. I feel your pain. I feel your body. I feel your aches. And you have to carry that and you internalize that. Family and divorce, relationship breakdowns, reducing social support, and it causes elevation in depression and suicide risk. Adverse childhood experiences. Um, Sometimes that's the case. You're dealing with things from your childhood. You're dealing with things that torment you, that you still go through, and the energy of the world is just still propagating that. But most of the things you're going through is dealing with society of the day, which is compounding things. And life transitions, just life transitions. We can all, whether you male or female, can attest to life transitions. And life transitions are not always happy and fun. Some of them are very difficult. And when you don't have the support or the people you need to talk to, it makes it even more difficult. So I want you guys to really think about that this is your month, right? And I want you guys to really think about who you are. What are you going to do with the rest of your years? It's very, very important for you to decide, what am I going to do with the rest of my years? Some of those years may have been stolen previously. Some of those years may have not always been good for you previously. We've all been there, whether male or female. But you must make up in your mind, what do I have left? And suicide is not an option. Self-fixating is not an option. Laying on the couch just smoking dope all day is just not an option. You know that you were made for more. And I want you to remember that. Now, I want you to understand this double standard in society. You see it all on the internet. You see it all, just across the World Wide Web. Women talking about what they want, what they don't want. And half the time, women don't even have it all together. So if you would just lay down those ideas and take care of yourself, men, take care of you, of your mind, of your body. Be selfish. Be like, you know what? I'm just going to take this time out for me to love on me. Learn how to take your paycheck and stop working so hard, so hard, so hard that you give everybody everything and give yourself nothing. Start treating yourself. Buy yourself some flowers. Take yourself to an event. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your money. Why work so hard and give everybody everything? Taxes, bills, this, that, girlfriends, and you never give yourself anything. And then you wonder why you feel so depleted. Be smart with your money. Learn how to save a percentage, but also learn how to enjoy your life. Do not work your fingers to the bone to not learn how to invest in yourself, to save for yourself, but also to enjoy yourself. It's your money. You worked for it. Your wife didn't work for it. Your kids didn't work for it. You worked for it. Now, am I saying those things are going to drag you up out of a pit of just what you're feeling and what you're going through? No. Sorry about that. No, it actually doesn't. But what it does do is give you a sense of value again of taking care of yourself so that you won't feel like everybody using you up and you get nothing and you feel empty. So get back to learning how to take care of you. That's very, very important. Take care of you. Also, if you are feeling so horrible that you feel that the only way is to end it all, I would advise you to call for some help. I usually don't get involved with people when it comes to this system, but when it gets that bad and you feel that bad and that energy is nugging at you that bad, trying to bring you down so low, call someone for help. If you know a pastor, call a pastor. If you know a close friend, call a close friend. If you feel you have no one, they do have the suicide prevention line, call them. Everybody's not necessarily a bad person. Call them. I wish you guys the best. Happy Mental Health Month. All of these things I talked about today had to do with men, whether it was leadership, whether it was decline of America, whether it was mental health. And now the next topic, which is my last topic, is going to be talking about Byron Allen and Mickey D's. Hi, I'm Abike. I hope that you are enjoying today's broadcast, but I wanted to stop and say something to you. Many of you are small business owners or nonprofit owners, and you have such a great message. The problem is that you have a hard time articulating. You have a hard time understanding what you are really trying to say, why you are really trying to say it, and how to get that out to your customers and to your clients, to the people that you serve. Well, guess what? I love to brand. I love to take the ideas, those wonderful, beautiful things that are inside your mind, and I love to craft and put it all together in script so that you can really understand who you are. But I don't just script it for you. I sit down with you and really get in tune with who you are, what you do, why you do it. But most of all, even all those fanciful things that you think that no one cares about, that's really, really special. It's like putting that icing on the cake, and it helps you stand out amongst all the other cakes on the market. I love doing that. Branding is not just about colors and design and this and this and that. Branding is about the core of who you are and what you are really, really trying to communicate, not just to your customers, your clients, but just to the world. It's your imprint upon the world. It's who you are. So if you're ready to go beyond ChatGPT, known as AI, and you're really ready to get the core message of who you are out into the world, let's get that done.